guys, I want to show you how to, I'd say, have a fun and enjoyable start. That's a lot easier in Elden Ring, because this game can be pretty difficult for people like me. You know, I'm getting older. I'm 42 now. I'm not as good as I was at video games when I was younger. And didn't really enjoy these type of games at first. It just felt like they're too hard. This guide will get you started with Sorcery and make the game, I feel like, you know, much more enjoyable and easier to play with this kind of quick start setup. And it'll get you involved in the game and you'll have a lot more fun, not just starting out and dying all the time. I'll show you how to make it a little easier for you. Alright, so first off, we're going to start out, you know, you just pick your character. You can pick any class you want. Since I'm doing like a sorcery setup, I suggest picking like astrologer or something, or wretch. I like wretch because basically you start at level 1 and you have full power over all your stats and everything. So I'll just go ahead and start as a wretch for now. As for keepsake, it really doesn't matter. None of these are actually going to change the gameplay at all. Like golden seed's nice. I usually just grab that. It's an extra flask, but you're still capped at 14 flask in game no matter what, so it really doesn't matter. I mean, it's a nice little boost at the start. So I'm not going to speed anything up so you can actually follow along in case you're like running this on a monitor next to you. You know, like I try to follow some people and some stuff because I watch a lot of videos on this game as well. You get it's hard to keep up when you're trying to keep up with the players when they're running or speeding it up really fast. First, I'm just going to run all the way up through here. Not even going to bother fighting this guy. I'm just going to go ahead and jump off the cliff. Then it's going to take me to the next part. Alright, so once you get out of this place, I'm going to go ahead and show you like one of the most important things to this game that I love. It's like made my life so much easier. And I've been using it for multiple games now. It's called MtGenie, and that's what I have going here in the background. I mean, it's truly amazing. It shows you anything you want it to show. You may be familiar with this or not, but you can make an account, whatever, if you want. It's free. But you can basically track the exact items you want, because it can be really cluttered if you have everything on here. But I'm just kind of tracking the things that I think are important. So, and not only that, like, you know, it'll like actually have information on each area. So like the golden halberd drops by the tree sentinel, which is right here. And like, you know, Elden Ring's not so, I mean, it's open world, but it can be difficult. Like a lot of places are like progression locked by elevation. Like you may not be able to get from here to here because it's way too high or there's no way up and you have to go some long way around or through a cave. And so if you just can't figure out how to get somewhere, you just maybe like, okay, go to Stormfoot Catacombs. You just, this simple, I copy it, then I search for it in my browser, and there's almost always a video on how to get to that spot. So, and I've used so many videos trying to figure out to get to certain places just to save time, because it can take forever. Alright, so to start out, we want to basically just get everything up and going and started. There's a bunch of NPCs you can talk to. They will progress without you. So if you don't talk to an NPC, it'll just go ahead and like move to the next part of the game. When you just maybe like kill an end boss for a certain area. First, we're going to go up here to this church. Look, I drew some aggro from the tree sentinel. Get this waypoint. Now, if you want to do any crafting in this game, you need to actually buy the kit from this guy here. At some point, you need to come back. Collar and Rock just coming in here to get me. Okay. Okay, good start, right? Alright, so I had to leave that in. I never actually had the tree sentinel come inside the church and whoop my ass before. I thought that was pretty funny. So I was saying, yeah, you gotta talk to Kali and basically buy your crafting kit if you want. If you, I mean, you don't have to buy it right now because like we don't even have any runes to start out with, but you need this to actually craft in the game. He also has other various good stuff like the cookbooks. If you ever want to use a bow, this merchant, he sells unlimited bolts and arrows, so you can come back and buy these at any time. Also, too, if you also want to reset aggro from the monsters, yeah, you click on it. I only did it to basically unlock it. The second time you click on it, it'll reset the aggro and all the monsters and respawn everything. So you're safe after you click on it the second time. Alright, next we're going to run over to get our horse. Basically, we just got to run over here a ways to the next waypoint. So when we meet our special person, I don't want to spoil it in case you're worried about that, but yeah, going here, you meet like a key person that's in the story. Tell you what though, Elden Ring, this is probably one of the best games ever made. It's grown on me so much, and once you get deep into this game, you are so addicted. It is such a fun game. It's hands down the best combat in a game ever, I think. Alright, so yep, go ahead and discover it, and go ahead and touch it. And then we'll have the special person come and talk to you. Okay, so now we have wheels. We can actually ride around on our horse. One thing I want to show you too, which is going to be next, is we're also going to be looking for maps. As you uncover the fog of war here on the maps, as you see right here, this is what a map fragment piece looks like on the map, and they actually show on this map too. I have it turned on to show them. Let's see, so we're right here. Actually, it's not showing up. It should be right here. Let me turn it on, make sure it's on. Map fragments. Could have sworn I had it on. Just type it in. Map. Okay, so here it is. Map, line, grave, west. So you can see those anywhere on the map. So like if you just want to set a marker for it, you can basically just do this, click on it, click it off, and there you go. You see you have like a blue beam right on it, so you know exactly where to go. Next, I want to show you is how to like set up hotkeys. So depending on whatever you want to set it to, you want to put all your important items here in your pouch. Like right here, you just right click on it. I'm not sure what the button is for like the controller, but you just go to switch. And then I put my spectral seed there. So all I have to do is press E, that presses up, so I press E1, I can get on the point wherever I want. So that's like super useful. Like I'll actually put my potions in these slots as well. So instead of having to like swap through them down the inventory, you can just do hotkeys for them. Just super useful. So actually, it's really great when you're in combat and stuff because you don't want to have to like sit there and like fiddle through your stuff, and that's what gets you killed because you got to constantly be paying attention to dodge and stuff. So we're just gonna go ahead and run over here and grab this map fragment. But there's plenty of guides for it. So if you can't like figure out exactly how to do it for like an Xbox controller or a PlayStation controller, I'm sure you can find a way to do it. But yeah, you definitely want to make use of your pouch a lot in this game because it'll make everything so much smoother. I mean, it took me probably 30 minutes an hour on how to figure out how to do this when I first started playing this game. Yeah, all it is you just press tab or whatever button it takes to get into your inventory, and you just add stuff to your pouch. Now, I like to just keep my healing potions down there on the bottom, and I just press the normal button, which is R, and then I can drink my regular healing potions. Next, I want to come up here and get this flail. There's a flail up here. Since I have no armor and just this club. I know this club may look like it's weak, but this thing will mess some stuff up. I had a sword, I probably could have one-hit them. Alright. Now those guys actually drop loot that they wear, which is pretty cool about this game. I like that you can actually kill people and get the stuff that they wear. Alright, now that we got the flail. Now, we can't even use the flail yet because we need dex for it. I mean, you could technically use any weapon you want. It just doesn't work well. We'll go ahead and go back to this waypoint here and we're going to go to the next area. Okay, for our next stop, we want to go way far away. So we're right here. We want to go way over here. We're going to take a portal that teleports us all the way over to here. Basically, we're going to be riding down through here, all the way up back to where this church is, and behind it, right here. We're going to take that portal, sending gate to Bestial Sanctum. I'm going to go ahead and cut this out because this is pretty much a straightforward ride. There's really nothing tricky to it. We're basically just going from here all the way over to here. Actually, I decided I'm just going to go ahead and leave this in case you're really fresh, new to the game. So I'm just going to speed it up really quick. This is basically just a fast ride over to somewhere. Alright, so now that we're over here by the portal in this one church, we got the Site of Grace too, but there's also some really important stuff over here. This is where you actually get your Flask of Wondrous Physics, which you can basically just mix up, and you can change it to however you want it to be. You'll get a lot of these things for this flask that'll make it so you can edit and change your flask to how you want it to act. Here, as you know, we only start out with one, but this just basically, you have 2 slots for it. This one restores half of your total hit point in the mixed physic. You can get all kinds of stuff. You can get like buffs to damage, you can get damage reduction, you can get magic points healing, life healing. There's all kinds of stuff that you can get for this flask. You only get one of them, but it's a great useful item that you will have throughout the game. It's a very important key item. That too as well, you'll also want to put it on your pouch for a hotkey to use it as well, which is super important. And there you go. We're going to go ahead and head over to the portal now. Teleport back to this really far away area. Alright, so this is somewhat towards end-game type of monsters over here. This guy, you can just run right past him. You look at him though, you turn around, look at him, and attack you. He's evil. He'll mess you up. You gotta be really strong to fight that guy. But we're just gonna go ahead and come down through here. Over here, where we're gonna get a lot of our starting gear and weapons. That's just super great for a mage build. And you can also come back to this area to level up, and I'll show you that a little later. We're gonna go ahead and grab the Sites of Grace over here for now. These are basically just your respawn points right here. These are not fight bosses and stuff. So you can like spawn closer to the boss if you die. This dragon is pretty harmless as long as you don't like look at him too much. Just try to run straight across past them, go underneath them. And if you get unlucky, you might die again. I'm just gonna go ahead and run right through it. through here, we'll be coming up along another map area soon. There's another boss right up here, an Erd Tree boss. You want to be careful not to look at him too much either. Or he'll get so far away. The Erd Tree boss. Not that little. He's big. He's right over there. You see him. There's another good grind spot that I like doing for magic as well. These guys actually give over 1,000 runes apiece. They're really good farming. Well, just going to run right down here to this side of Grace. And we'll take a look at the map. As you see, we teleported up to here, and we ran down to here, got this side of Grace and this one. And as you can see, we have an actual map fragment right here, so I'm going to go ahead and mark that. We want to snatch that up. If you ever want to fight any dragons, this guy, he can't even get through these trees. You can sit here and beat on him all you want from range. He can't even attack you from over there. Dragons give you about 3,300 They are a huge damage target. They take a lot of damage to kill, but they're real easy to... They're just slow. They can't catch up with you that easy. But if you're close to them, they can kill you pretty easy. You can't look at your map while you're in combat, so I'm going to try to run away a little more. Alright, now we got the map showing. Next spot we want to go to right here. This is a very popular leveling up area. Basically it's a big giant dragon that is sleeping, and you can beat him to death, and he's really easy to take out with blood loss, and you can I'll show you how to do it in a minute, but you can basically keep respawning and you get a ton of XP. All the dragons around him as well, they have half-life. Every time you kill one of these dragons, it reduces his life. So if you kill too many of the dragons, it will despawn him. So you want to make sure you don't kill too many of them as well. Yeah, basically you can just come up here and beat on his tail until he's dead. So this is his tail right here. I have trouble with this bud, see if I'm hitting him right now. Like, he has so much life, it doesn't move at all. So hard to hit his tail with some of these weapons. As you see, I did hit him there, but I want to come up here and get this waypoint real quick, because we will be coming back to here. Alright. So now we need to work on getting your gear so you can actually like kill some stuff with magic. We're going to be coming down in this area. So basically we want to truck around here. We're going to come back up here and around down through here. We're going to get another map fragment down here and light up this area. So that's our next trip, is over through here. Okay, so our next step, we're going to actually go from here, and we're going to teleport first before we get gear. We're going to go all the way back to the very first church that we started at. We're going to go ahead and teleport there. And then we're going to wait until it's nighttime. Well, basically you just click the site of grace.
May I have a word?
And make sure it's nighttime. We actually got here and it's night, so here she is. This is Rena. We go ahead and talk to her, and she's going to give you the ability to summon stuff.
I was in
Just got to talk to her real quick, tell her that there she gets the bell.
Summon them with it.
So now we can actually go ahead and put them on our pouch as well. So she gives us wolves to start out with. So some people don't like using them. They're like got this righteous path where I'm not going to use any summons. But people for like me, I'm not the best at these games. My reflexes aren't nearly as good as they used to be. I use spirit summons for everything. So basically, yeah, you can just set a hotkey to them now.
Tarnished.
And able to summon them though, you actually have to have
But all the same,
this little arrow down here, this little tombstone looking thing that has to be a pair, or it has to be there. You have to be able to see it in order to summon stuff. As you see, it's showing right now, but if you come further up here, see it disappears. So basically, the game just sets it to where it's like any hard part, not necessarily bosses, but just areas where there's a lot of monsters you're able to summon. So if that's available, you can then go ahead and summon your spirit ashes. And like they're huge. I mean, they're actually great to have. They help you fight so much. You know, they take the aggro. Like these wolves are not too bad starting out. And you can also upgrade them. I'll show you later how we upgrade them. Okay, next to anytime you leave this green area and you go over to this red area, Melania, whatever her name is, she'll actually come to you as soon as you click a site of grace, and she's going to ask you if you want to go to the round table hold. And that's where we're at now. We actually finally clicked the site of grace, and that's the point we're at now because we came over here. She is now going to offer to take.
very well. Let my hand rest upon you.
Alright, so I don't want to spoil too much for you at the round table hold, but this guy sells you incantations. That's if you're a faith build. Basically over here, you have one merchant. Any merchant that dies in the game, or any items that they're called bell bearings. I'll find one on the map here. Here's one. Glory's bell bearings. You can grab these and you bring them back to this merchant here in the round table hold, and they'll be able to sell you stuff from that merchant if it dies. Or there's just some certain items like smithing stones and stuff you can get and buy from the Twin Maiden husks. It's basically the round table hold is just like your base of operations or hideout, whatever you want to call it. You always come back here for like your main shop and upgrading weapons and stuff. She also sells a memory stone, which you want to buy as soon as you get enough, 3,000 runes, so you can have another spell slot. And the round table hold is actually down here, as you see. That's how you get back at any time. You just teleport back to here. It's that simple. Also, too, we got the smith guy over here. You know, another thing I didn't know about for the longest time, you could actually
I don't believe we've met.
click this as a site of grace. So you can actually rest in here and actually change your spells and stuff. I didn't know that for a long time. But a lot more areas here. It opens up as you progress the game. This guy over here, he's your smith. This is how you
no matter how your arm.
upgrade your weapons and stuff. Like strengthening armaments. They either take a smithing stone or a somber smithing stone. The ones that take smithing stones can be upgraded 25 times. The one that takes somber smithing stones only upgrade 10 times. Then Ashes of War, you can actually add special skills to your weapon. I'll show you more about that later. But he also does Ashes of War stuff. That's pretty much all there is to round table hold down. I mean, you can just talk to some people and do some quests. Now we're going to go ahead and teleport back out. We're going to go back over here to continue this trip around here. So I'm going to go ahead and take this waypoint. And like I said, this area is kind of dangerous, so if you're on your horse and you keep sprinting, you should be fine. Be able to get to the next spot. Just grab any, basically any sites of grace on the way. That's helpful. You can, like you see, we got some on the map here, so you can actually mark them if you want. You can look at your other map here, see where the sites of graces are, and just mark them on the map so you know to pick them up along the way. You're gonna actually have to jump over a cliff here at some point. There's all kinds of sites of graces here. Can't even see the swamp shore, but it's going to be around in this area somewhere. Once we get down to here, we'll be able to see where the map is. Once we get down to there on the map, we can mark that as well. Right now we're going to go get the meteor staff and a set of gear and a really strong spell that's used throughout most of the game, rock slaying. Go up more. This path around here. I'm glad they nerfed these big dogs somewhat. There's these big dogs up here. They used to be way stronger. In recent patches, they toned them down a little bit. It used to be really hard to run from them. Yeah, basically there's a little cliff here, but you can jump across. And yeah, those are those dogs I was telling you about when you get over this area. Yeah, they used to chase you from so far away, and they were hard to run from. And so I just aggroed them. Pretty much all this area is going to be dangerous from here on out for a while. You just got to keep moving and grab these sites of graces on the way. In case you do die. Since he's chasing me, he will come and hit me, so I just click again, I'll reset aggro. Alright, let's see if we unlock the next area. Nope. Now we just need to follow this road down through south. And this road's actually dangerous as well, so you might want to jump off of it a bit. Just to avoid some of the monsters. Like, these guys aren't too dangerous when you run past them. If you stick around, they'll get you pretty quick. And we got another side of grace up here, which is nice. So we're still making progress even if we do die. Working our way down there. Yeah, these guys with these big long spears, they're really fast and they can mess you up really quick, so be careful around them. So just to get everything up and running too, we're going to need a little chunk of runes just to kind of like level up enough to where we can actually use the gear. So there's multiple ways you can do this. One of my favorite spots. Okay, so we finally uncovered this map place we need to go to. So I'm going to go down and grab that first before we go over here to get our weapon. Big dragon here, he won't chase you, just keep going, you're fine. And we got some light cavalry on the road because it's nighttime. Definitely gonna stay over here. They actually nerfed him down quite a bit too. It made those a lot easier to deal with. Alright, so we got the map. Okay, so this is the next little detour we're going to go to so I can show you how to get some runes. We're going to wait and go there. Actually, we're going to go ahead and go there now. We're just going to grab the waypoints. And there's also another seed up here. But yeah, for getting runes, if you just come up to this spot, it's really a nice place to get them. You actually don't have to kill anything. They will kill each other, so you just run down through here. Just aggro these dogs, they're going to chase us and they're going to come down in here and they're going to fight the other guys. You see, we got a whole bunch of Rodan soldiers here. Just run down through here, jump over the cliff or something. And they'll sit there and fight each other, and you'll get XP for them as they die. This is actually like the very first way I got any runes ever, because I was just having such a hard time killing anything to get. If anything chases you, just go to another area and you just sit here and leech and get runes from them as they kill each other. And over here, we got, this is the waypoint we need to get while we're down here. You can come back here at any time if you do want to get some runes. And this is a very important waypoint for later in the game. One of the very important bosses in the games are back in here. So this area, remember this, you'll have to come back here later on. So I'm just going to sit here for a minute until I have just enough runes to where I can actually get a couple levels. Go ahead and speed it up. Okay, yeah, so this is one way that you can get a bunch of runes too without having to fight, which is kind of useful. There's another way I'll show you. You gotta watch out for those archers up there who'll shoot you, but after they're done fighting, you can just come back here to the side of grace real quick just to reset them, respawn them all. You can just run back out there and start doing the fighting up again, and you get more runes till you get enough points to use the gear we're about to get. Yeah, you just run out here, blow the horn, and start fighting, rinse, repeat. You really don't need that many rings to get started though. We just need to have enough decks or whatever, enough anti to use the weapon we need. You can actually come back here if you want and like help fight. Like you can go down there and fight all you want and then like pick off the weak guys if you want. But it's that simple, just run through, start them back up, and you get more runes. Alright, so another way you can get runes without having to fight is you want to come back over here to where we teleported, the Farum Great Bridge where the dragon is. We're going to teleport back to here. Mount up, and we're going to go up over here. This area, this way's actually way better at getting runes and faster, but you got to be careful. It's kind of dangerous. You got these little midgets over here everywhere that'll blast you real quick. But coming down this hill, there's going to be a lot of poison traps. You got to be careful to avoid. Just kind of trying to jump a bunch and get over here to the edge. See, I just triggered one. Kind of stay close to the edge. You'll hit less of the poison traps. Just keep jumping as much as you can to try to avoid the poison traps till you get down. That poison will kill you really fast. And run across the bridge. If you're at nighttime, that'll be a dangerous night here, so you kind of want to make sure it's daytime. Just gonna run up and grab this site of grace. Here too as well, there's another memory stone that you're gonna want to grab for a memory slot. I'll show you that in just a second. But to get the runes, all you gotta do is just run down to here from this side of grace. Show you where we're at in the map, Lenny's Rise. All you gotta do is run down here till you trigger this big ball and it'll roll after you and go off the cliff. It's gonna spawn like right here. And you just run and jump out of its way. And you'll get 2,000 runes every time it dies. And then you just come back up to the site of grace, rinse, repeat. It'll respawn it after you click the site of grace. Alright, so to get inside this place here, to get the memory stone, basically you just got to come to this spirit spring, and you jump towards the castle. And you want to land up on top of it. Get off your horse. Just like jump right down into here and run through the building, and you'll be able to get the memory stone up top, which is very useful for a spell build. We don't have any spells yet, but trust me, you're going to want them, and some spells actually take more than one slot. Alright, so we're finally going to get the new gear we've been wanting to get us started up and ready for killing stuff. I actually had a really hard time playing melee in this game when I first started, but we're basically going to go ahead and teleport back down here to this highway south. We're going to get rock sling and the meteoric staff. This staff is insanely good. This is like one of the best weapons for a long time. You can even use the staff in-game if you want. But yeah, we want to go ahead and get to this spot, and we're going to get down in here to get the weapons. Monsters down here aren't too dangerous. They are killable. They don't have a lot of life. There is some little plants that will poison you. Yeah, we just need to get down in here into the swamp area. There's our site of grace. Gonna feel good to finally not be naked for once. Remove that waypoint. Now I'm just gonna snatch all this stuff because it is kind of dangerous, so we're just gonna grab everything and get out of here. This room's a little scary right here. These little poison guys will actually mess you up, so try to grab it real quick and get out. Kill him if you want. And let's grab rock sling. Maybe a little further northern. Right here, it's down in this little pit. There's our main killing machine. You can actually get on your horse now. Last thing I want to grab is that set of gear. And you want to run for those projectiles. You can actually summon here if you want to. And here's the set of gear. We're all set. Let's get out of here. As soon as you can open that back up or whatever, you can go ahead and just teleport to the side of grace and just run back to it. Alright, let's take a look at the equipment. We're going to go ahead and take that off for now. We're not going to need that. So we're going to go ahead and put the meteor staff on. So to use this, we need 18 int. It also boosts gravity sorcery, which is the main spell we just got for now. That's the only spell we're going to actually be able to use for now is rock sling. So just go ahead and click on the site of grace, and we'll be able to change your spell. Just go in here, go ahead and put on. This also requires 18 int to use. So this is what we need our runes for, so we can go ahead and level up. First things you want to do is you want to level up your int to 18, obviously, so we can use the staff and rock sling. And another thing you want to level up is your dex. We don't need a lot of dex right away, but it's definitely useful in the long run. Towards the end of the game, you want 20, 30, 40 dex just so you can increase your cast speed a little bit. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and get 18 just so we can use the flail as well. And I'll show you what we're going to use that flail for in a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and put it back on our second slot. Alright, so now we can actually cast rock sling, which is wonderful. And this spell is really good. It's great for ranged. Let me actually change our flasks around too. We're going to get our extra flask charges, and we're going to basically switch it up so we have more mana flask as well. Gonna use like 1 healing and 5 magic flasks for now. And we also got some gear that we can wear, so we're not naked anymore. Alright, and with this game with weight, you want to make sure you stay at medium load. If you go heavy, then you'll fat roll. You want to stay at medium so you at least get decent medium rolls so you're able to dodge a lot of stuff. Alright, so we're pretty much set up to fight now. Next thing we want to do now is to actually make it so we can cast some more spells, so we don't have just rock sling, because this one's just kind of, it's great, it's used for a lot of stuff, but there's other spells that we want to use as well. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and grab a talisman that's really important, I think, in this game. It's great for defensive purposes. But first, I'm going to actually show you some really important stuff. Some people have actually beaten the game and I didn't even know about this yet. With PC, if you hold E and you right click, it'll let you two-hand and one-hand a weapon. As you see, we got a weapon in each hand. So you can hold E, double right click, and you can two-hand one hand on the other side, and if you double click E on the other hand, so you can swap between both weapons and hold them with both hands. And this is also important because if you want to use Ashes of War, you need a two-handed. So basically you'll two-hand your flail, and you hold down, it's shift, or it's control and right click, and that's how you do your Ashes of War. That's how you do your spinning chain. So if it's not in two hands, it won't let you do it. Or even if it's in your left hand by itself, it won't let you do it. You see, I press control and right click, nothing happens. You actually have to have it to where you're two-handing that weapon in order to Ashes of War it. Like this staff doesn't have Ashes of War. I think you could put one on, I'll have to check. But yeah, basically you just need to switch your weapons to where you got your left hand weapon in both hands. And then you control and right click, you can do your Ashes of War. And this is really important. I'm going to show you what we do with this later, but basically with this spinning weapon, we apply blood loss, and it makes monsters take insane damage. Like, we're going to use this on a dragon, and this spinning weapon thing is going to do like 13,000 damage to the dragon. We'll get to that shortly. But right now, I'm going to go ahead and take us to where we go ahead and get this one really important talisman that I love to use. It's a great thing to have at the beginning of the game, and it's so hidden, it's hard to find. So we're going to go up here to the Farm Great Bridge. And that was way up here in this one spot where we teleported in by that boss. We gotta avoid him this time because we're running up towards him. He will attack us. I really wish I would have known about this amulet a long time earlier, but I found out about it later on. Yeah, we want to kind of get up here out of his vision. We gotta get up there without aggroing him. I'm up over here. Jump up. Oh shit, he's chasing me. I'm gonna try to run away from him. Run behind this building. Hopefully I'll lose aggro. Alright, we're good. Alright. So, this is, yeah, it's kind of crazy to get to this. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the map here. And we're actually going to go back to the interactive map, and I'll show you where it's at. Let's turn on talismans. It's in our equipment. Okay. Here it is. Dragon Crest Shield Talisman. It's down here. As you see, it'll actually show you a picture where it's at. But we got to get down there a ways. So we got to climb down there. And this is Elden Ring for you, man. It's crazy. There's all kinds of crazy stuff. You need to find, okay, you see that right there? There's a ledge right down there we're going to jump down to. There's like a little root. There's actually some really strong bats down here as well. But you should be able to kill rock slinger, just avoid them altogether. Yeah, I just really wish I knew about this amulet when I first started out, because this thing's awesome. What it actually does is it reduces the physical damage you take, which is huge. actually a great item. But, you know, you think you're here, but this isn't even actually it yet. We got to go further. We got to get down even more. There's multiple levels to this. I'm going to run and jump out to this spot right here. Actually took some damage right there. There's a bat. Super tricky. Oh, look, I found one. Don't kill him like that. Walking around, he don't like the rocks. I drink a healing potion. Pretty low in life. Guys would probably kill us in one hit. Alright, so we gotta go down one more level. Uh-oh, another bat. This ain't good. I'm just gonna beeline for it now. Oh, we died. Let's try it again. The bat fell and died too. That was worth seeing, right? Alright. So there's another reason why I didn't want to show you this early on too, because you're probably gonna die going for this as well. Because, I mean, you'll probably end up losing your runes. Not only that, there's these really strong bats. But yeah, you can make it. There's another one there that I have aggroed right there on me. I'm trying to make it down. Keep working your way down to all the way down to the bottom. And this is the final layer. Alright, we're good. We're down there. And then just run all the way over to this side. Should be laying on a corpse over here. There's a bat right here. You can just ignore it if you want. You can even die to get out of here if you want to. There it is. Alright, Dragon Crest Shield Talisman. We'll run back this way. There's also a dagger up here if you want it, just like to collect everything. Some fatty dagger, big fat one. Yeah, these stones are really useful for as well. The spell is amazing. There's so much to do. A lot of monsters are weak to blood damage. You gotta be careful though, because these rocks will kind of hit the ground and stuff. Also, too, another thing about this staff that you need to know, it's already maxed. It's upgraded to the max. It can't be upgraded. So it's basically considered a +10. Like, its sorcery scaling's all the way up to the max. So you don't have to use any smithing stones on it. Alrighty, well, that's pretty much for this one. As you can see too, you know, this guide helps you a lot. So you actually see a picture. I mean, it didn't show you gotta jump down 3 ledges, but it actually has a picture of where you need to go to get this. But that's going to be the end of the first part. If you want to watch the next part, I'm going to go ahead and start the quest so you can get all the spells in the game, basically. The main sorceress lady, I'm going to go into that next. It's going to be basically your first big fight as a spellcaster. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Oh wait, I forgot one last thing. I want to show you we didn't even equip the talisman. Yeah, you only get 1 slot, but you'll eventually get 4 slots. But boost physical damage negation. This is huge. It's a wonderful item, and I love it. So definitely a great thing to have in this game because the monsters hit really hard. So this is a really great first talisman to use in this game. Alrighty, I'll see you guys in the next video.